Indie games are becoming bigger and bigger since AAA developers are getting greedier and greedier. These indie games are extremely cheap and also have more varied content than most new games created by large companies. These games don't have any microtransactions and have a ton of replayability, so here are the top 10 indie games that have come out in 2025 so far. We wanted to find games that not a lot of people would know about, so we hope you enjoy the video. Also, the last couple games are pretty well known, but we wanted to put them on the list regardless, because they are just too good to ignore. FlyKnight is a first-person co-op Souls-like game that has you and a couple friends running through a dungeon with an old-school graphical style. It might take a bit to get used to the game, but it is extremely unique. The game tells the tale of a squire of the Order of the FlyKnights who is assembled to vanquish the witch Lunamoth and lift her curse, which is preventing the denizens of the realm from growing wings. The game isn't super long, but it is a really fun co-op experience if you are looking for one. It originally was a game jam game that was turned into a full game because people enjoyed it so much. There's also more to do in the game than combat. You can fish, find secrets, and customize your FlyKnight. The game is only $6 and is a good price since the game only takes around 4 to 5 hours to fully complete. But trust us when we say it is definitely worth your time and money.
To my grandnephew, all of my right, title, and...
Blueprints is a roguelike puzzle adventure where you play as Simon P. Jones, who must uncover the elusive 46th room in his inherited, ever-shifting mansion. Each day the mansion's layout changes, requiring you to strategically place rooms drawn from random selections, aligning doors and walls to progress. Movement is limited by a set number of steps, adding a layer of strategy to your exploration. The game intertwines intricate puzzles and hidden clues within its rooms, encouraging meticulous note-taking and observation. It is a very unique game that people of another game called The Return of Obra Dinn say that this is very similar. It is a bit more expensive from the previous title on this list, coming in at $30. Though people have spent an average of 30 to 50 hours in the game, which is a good investment for your money. You could even spend more time in the game. It is a game that is built for replayability, so if you like puzzle games, this indie game is amazing.
You've lost it.
Stygian Outer Gods is a survival horror RPG that takes place in the Lovecraftian universe. Set in a hostile world, the game challenges players to unravel a 1,000-year-old mystery while confronting cosmic horrors that test both physical endurance and mental stability. Every decision and bullet carries weight, emphasizing the importance of resource management and strategic planning. Explore the dark streets of the forgotten settlement of Kingsport, inspired by the works of H.P. Lovecraft. Check its hidden corners and unlock access to new areas. Find its secrets, solve puzzles, open new paths, and unlock closed doors. The game is currently in early access and is not fully finished yet, but what is there is an insanely good foundation that will just get better and better as time goes on. If you are looking for a cosmic horror game that is similar to Resident Evil, then this is a great game to sink your teeth into. Nubby's Number Factory is a Plinko-style roguelike where you work at a number factory where you launch your spherical friend, Nubby, down a pegboard to generate increasingly larger numbers. To make stakes even higher, your work at the number factory is directly responsible for keeping the fabric of space and time intact. One screw-up could cause the sun to immediately explode. The game has received overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam and has an extremely unique graphical style. It kind of reminds us of Baldi's Basics and other games like that. The game itself is extremely simple, but is actually a very fun experience. There is also a demo you can play to see if you enjoy the gameplay. The game is also only $5, so it is one of the cheapest games on this list. If you enjoy Plinko and games like it, this game is definitely worth it. Look Outside is a survival horror RPG in the style of old-school 8-bit games. Set within a single apartment building, the game follows Sam, a solitary man navigating a mysterious event that transforms anyone who looks outside into grotesque monsters. Players must scavenge for food, supplies, and weapons while encountering strange characters and uncovering the nature of the phenomenon. The game has received overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. It is one of the best immersive horror games that have come out recently and has a very creepy atmosphere. We don't want to spoil anything about the game, so all we can say is if the game looks interesting at all, go in blind and enjoy the experience. The game is also only $10, so it is a pretty cheap game. AI Limit is a post-apocalyptic action RPG set in the last city of Havenswell, where civilization teeters on the brink of extinction. Players assume the role of Arisa, an immortal blader, navigating a devastated world in search of hope. While the game's combat draws inspiration from titles like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, the developers emphasize its unique identity, highlighting features such as the sync rate system, a cel-rendered art style, and a distinctive sci-fi setting. It is a very fun experience that came out of nowhere. It came out the same day as the first Berserker Kazan, but is lesser known. The game has a demo that is worth playing if you enjoy Souls-likes. The game itself is a bit different from other Souls-likes though. It doesn't have stamina, but it has a system called sync rate. You damage enemies to build up your sync, and then you can use the power to activate skills. It is a bit more expensive than other games on the list, but it is definitely worth it.
Toxic storms. Check.
Forever Skies is a first-person survival game set on a post-apocalyptic, ecologically ruined Earth. Players can play solo or with up to 3 friends as they build, upgrade, and fly a high-tech airship. The game involves scavenging resources, crafting tools, and facing dangers on the surface while hunting for a cure to save humanity. You will build and customize a high-tech airship. It will be your home, workshop, laboratory, and more while flying above the surface of Earth. Control and steer it towards the ruins of our civilization and mysterious anomalies. Manage your airship hull and its integrity. Extract and gather resources to improve your airship and make it uniquely yours. It is an extremely fun survival game that is worth it solo and with friends. It is also fully released as of recently since it just came out with its 1.0 update. If you are looking for a unique exploration survival game, this is a great option. Haste Broken Worlds is a high-speed third-person running game set in a collapsing universe. Players control Zoe, racing through procedurally generated levels called shards to escape impending destruction. The game emphasizes momentum and precision, rewarding perfect landings with speed boosts and hoverboard abilities. Players collect sparks to acquire items that enhance attributes like speed, damage, and health. The narrative unfolds through interactions with various characters, offering insights into the world's demise and potential salvation. It has very satisfying gameplay and is just a fun game to play in general. People say that this is what Sonic Frontiers should have been. If you like fast-paced games, you will like this one.
Okay, guys.
R.E.P.O is a cooperative horror game where up to 6 players control quirky bean-shaped robots tasked with retrieving valuable physics-based items from eerie, procedurally generated environments. Players must carefully handle fragile loot while navigating threats like gnome swarms and acid-spewing creatures, all under the pressure of meeting extraction quotas. It is a lethal company-like, and there seems to be a lot of them recently. Technically, Phasmophobia was the first game that started this genre, but Lethal Company made it even bigger. R.E.P.O is another one of those games that added to making this genre big, and it is extremely fun. The in-game voice chat makes this game what it is, and the gameplay loop is pretty fun. If you are looking to play a fun game with friends, this is a great game that is very cheap. Schedule 1 is an open-world simulation game released in early access. In this game, players start as small-time drug dealers in the fictional city of Highland Point, aiming to build a criminal empire. The gameplay involves producing various drugs, managing distribution networks, and expanding operations by acquiring properties and hiring staff. Players must navigate challenges such as law enforcement and rival cartels, with options for melee and firearm combat. The game supports cooperative multiplayer for up to 4 players, allowing collaborative empire building. Despite its cartoonish art style, Schedule 1 offers complex mechanics and has received overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. It is one of the best indie games that have come out in a while, and is definitely worth your time if you enjoy immersive sims. Indie games have been getting better and better, and we are super excited to see what else this year has in store for us. It isn't the end of new game releases, and there is constantly new coming out. If you found a game from this video, make sure to give it a like. Also consider subscribing if you enjoy our content. All links are in the description, and thanks for watching.